After years of silence on the world's biggest runways, Meghan Markle just stepped into Paris Fashion Week and instantly became the headline. On October 4th, the Duchess of Sussex appeared at the Balenciaga show in a look that turned heads for all the right reasons. But this wasn't just another celebrity appearance. No, it was a calculated, graceful re-entry into the global fashion scene, one that spoke volumes without saying a word. Her outfit? A white oversized cape draped over a crisp button-down shirt, clean, effortless, and unmistakably powerful. The kind of look that didn't scream for attention, but demanded it anyway. Every camera followed her as she arrived, the former royal turned Hollywood figure, now walking into Paris not as a duchess in protocol, but as a woman in full control of her image. And while the look alone made waves, the reason she showed up, and who she was there to support, revealed something far more interesting. Because Meghan's return to the fashion world wasn't just about couture. It was about connection, strategy, and maybe even a quiet message to the world watching. But what exactly was that message? That's where the story really begins. When Meghan Markle entered the Balenciaga show, it wasn't the kind of loud arrival most celebrities aim for. No flashing lights, no dramatic poses, no entourage making a scene. Instead, it was quiet, deliberate, and undeniably commanding. Dressed in an oversized white cape layered over a matching button-down, Meghan's outfit radiated understated luxury. The cape flowed effortlessly as she walked, catching the soft Paris light, a symbol of calm confidence, perfectly in sync with the city's elegance. Paired with black pointed-toe heels and a sleek pulled-back bun, the look was minimal, yet full of meaning. It was as if every detail had been designed to erase the noise around her name. The headlines, the royal drama, the online debates, and refocus attention on what she's always done best: poise, presence, and power through simplicity. This was no accident. The Duchess didn't just attend any show, she showed up for Balenciaga, one of fashion's most influential houses, now under new creative leadership. And her attendance wasn't random either. According to her spokesperson, Meghan was there to support Pierpaolo Piccioli, Balenciaga's newly appointed creative director, a longtime collaborator she's admired for years. The statement read that the Duchess and Piccioli have worked closely together, collaborating on design for key moments on the world stage. In other words, this wasn't just a fashion statement. It was a reunion between two creative forces: a designer redefining an iconic brand, and a woman redefining her own narrative. But beyond the stunning outfit and powerful symbolism, there was something else people couldn't stop talking about. What this appearance really meant, because Meghan's debut in Paris wasn't only about style. It marked a turning point in how she's choosing to show up publicly, and how she's choosing to be seen. And to understand that shift, you have to look back, long before the royal titles, long before Montecito, to where her fashion story actually began. To understand why Meghan Markle's first ever Paris Fashion Week appearance mattered so much, you have to look at who she was there for. Because this wasn't about Balenciaga alone, it was about Pierpaolo Piccioli, the man now leading the brand into a new era. For years, Pierpaolo was the creative heartbeat of Valentino, known for turning simplicity into emotion, and elegance into something almost spiritual. His designs were more than fashion. They were storytelling stitched in silk and shadow. And for Meghan, that artistry struck a chord. According to her spokesperson, the Duchess has long admired his craftsmanship and modern elegance. Their connection goes back years, working together for key public moments when Meghan needed to look both royal and relatable. Powerful, yet human. Think of it as creative trust. When the world watched her every outfit for hidden meaning, Piccioli helped her strike the perfect balance. Timeless, subtle, and deeply expressive. So when he took the reins at Balenciaga, Meghan's presence at his debut show wasn't just supportive, it was symbolic. It said, "I see you stepping into a new chapter, and I'm here with you." It's rare to see that kind of loyalty in the fashion world, especially at Meghan's level. But her attendance wasn't just a friendly gesture, it was a calculated statement, one that spoke volumes about who she aligns herself with, and the quiet power she still holds in elite circles. Pierpaolo's rise at Balenciaga represents reinvention, refinement, and reclaiming creative identity. 3 things Meghan knows all too well. And as the cameras captured them exchanging smiles inside that dark, minimalistic show space, it almost felt like 2 parallel stories crossing paths again. both of them rewriting their narratives in real time. But Meghan's connection to fashion goes back even further. Before royal duties, before global headlines, before the world called her the Duchess of Sussex, because this wasn't her first time under the flashing lights of Fashion Week, just her first time as the woman she's become. And to see how much she's changed, we need to rewind to where it all began, back to her suits years, when fashion was more than an accessory. It was her language. Before she was the Duchess of Sussex, before the tiaras, the royal tours, or the endless scrutiny, Meghan Markle was just another actress chasing her dream, balancing long filming days on suits with red carpet appearances at fashion events. Back then, between 2013 and 2015, Meghan was a regular face at New York and Toronto fashion weeks. She attended multiple shows, usually sitting front row, confident, approachable, and effortlessly chic. Her looks were playful but polished. Bold prints, fitted dresses, and the occasional experimental piece that hinted at a rising style icon. She wasn't just dressing up. She was studying the industry, watching how designers built empires and how celebrities shaped identity through image. Even then, she understood something crucial. Fashion wasn't about what you wore, it was about what it said about you. Fast forward a few years, and Meghan's life changed forever. When she married Prince Harry, her fashion world transformed overnight. Gone were the playful colors and daring silhouettes. In their place came neutral tones, structured coats, and soft minimalism. Her new uniform as a working royal, every outfit was examined under a microscope. Every accessory decoded for hidden meanings. Yet somehow Meghan managed to hold her own. She turned wardrobe diplomacy into an art form, championing small, ethical brands and giving visibility to underrepresented designers. She wore Outland denim, a sustainable Australian label employing women rescued from exploitation, a quiet act of activism disguised as elegance. She mixed couture with conscience, using the global spotlight not just to shine, but to reflect light onto others. But behind the royal perfection, there was always a sense that Meghan's true fashion voice was being softened, filtered through protocol and palace approval. Every hemline and neckline had to align with centuries of royal tradition. So when she and Harry stepped back from royal duties in 2020, her fashion choices began to shift again. The colors got bolder, the silhouettes freer, the message clearer. She was reclaiming her identity. Her Paris Fashion Week debut wasn't random. It was a full circle moment, from Hollywood actress to royal figure to independent global icon. And this time, she wasn't showing up to fit in. She was showing up to define herself. But the transformation didn't stop there. Because once Meghan traded palace walls for California sunlight, her entire approach to fashion and to life evolved once again. And that evolution tells an even deeper story about who she's become and what she stands for today. When Meghan Markle and Prince Harry settled into Montecito, California, something about her energy and her wardrobe shifted. Gone were the layers of royal formality, replaced by something lighter, freer, and more authentic. Her new chapter wasn't about being polished for the palace anymore. It was about being comfortable in her own power. Her style evolved to reflect that freedom. The once structured dresses and modest coats gave way to fluid silhouettes, neutral palettes, and effortlessly tailored pieces that spoke of quiet confidence. Meghan began mixing high fashion with everyday practicality, often wearing pieces that blended luxury with accessibility, what she famously called her high-low balance. In her Netflix series With Love, she broke it down perfectly to Mindy Kaling. That day, she was wearing pants from Zara, a shirt by Loro Piana, and a sweater from California designer Jenny Kane. That's the formula that defines her post-royal era. The perfect equilibrium between sophistication and simplicity, between aspiration and relatability. What makes her Montecito style so distinct isn't just what she wears, but why she wears it. She still champions ethical, sustainable brands, from Outland denim to Sesta Collective, proving that fashion and values don't have to live in separate worlds. Each outfit tells a quiet story about mindfulness, independence, and the kind of elegance that doesn't need validation. Even her public appearances carry this dual message. She can stand on a red carpet in a designer gown one night, then walk barefoot through a community event the next, and both feel equally authentic. Her wardrobe mirrors her message: strength through calm, influence through intention. In Montecito, Meghan doesn't dress to impress anyone else anymore. She dresses to express herself. Her confidence no longer comes from fitting into an institution's image, but from building her own. And now, after years of finding that balance privately, her Paris Fashion Week moment signaled something new, that she's ready to re-enter the spotlight, not as a royal, not as an actress, but as a global figure fully in control of her narrative. But what exactly does that appearance mean for her next chapter? And how does it connect to her growing influence off the runway? The answer might lie in her next major public move, one that has nothing to do with fashion, but everything to do with purpose. Meghan Markle's debut at Paris Fashion Week wasn't just about couture, it was a statement. A carefully timed, subtly powerful reintroduction to the world stage. For years, her story has been told by others, through tabloids, royal experts, and endless online speculation. But this appearance signaled something different, Meghan taking back control of her own narrative. Think about the timing. It's been nearly 5 years since she and Prince Harry stepped back from royal duties. 5 years of carving out a new life, new work, new purpose. She's navigated everything from media storms to public reinvention, and yet, she's emerged with something most people in her position rarely achieve, a renewed sense of direction. Her presence in Paris, calm, elegant, and unapologetic, carried the weight of quiet defiance. It was Meghan reminding the world that she can exist outside the monarchy, outside the headlines, and still command the spotlight effortlessly. And the symbolism? It runs deep. Paris Fashion Week is the ultimate stage for reinvention. It's where creativity meets power, where every look says something about who you are or who you're becoming. For Meghan, it wasn't just about fashion. It was about freedom. By attending the Balenciaga show in support of Pier Paolo Piccioli, she also aligned herself with the concept of transformation. Piccioli's move to Balenciaga marks a creative rebirth, a designer stepping into a new identity. Meghan's presence echoed that very same theme: rebirth, renewal, redefinition. There's also the public perception angle. Meghan knows exactly how the media works. She's lived on both sides of it. Her decision to appear in Paris wasn't spontaneous. It was strategic. No interviews, no press conferences, just an image. Strong, serene, and unforgettable. In the world of modern celebrity, sometimes the loudest message is delivered in silence. And if you look closely, this moment ties into her broader brand evolution. Meghan has been carefully reshaping her public identity around causes that matter: mental health, family well-being, digital safety, and women's empowerment. Her style, her appearances, her tone, they all align with a larger mission. So this wasn't just a fashion appearance. It was a preview of the next phase in Meghan's global influence, one that blends activism, authenticity, and artistry. And the next step in that journey is already unfolding. Not in Paris, but in New York City, where Meghan and Harry are about to be honored for their humanitarian work. Because while fashion may have been the headline, her real story lies in what she's doing next. Just days after making waves in Paris, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are set to step onto a very different kind of stage, one that trades fashion lights for purpose. The couple will travel to New York City to receive Project Healthy Minds Humanitarians of the Year award at the organization's World Mental Health Day Gala on October 9th. For Meghan and Harry, this isn't just another public appearance. It's a continuation of the mission they've been building quietly for years, advocating for safer online spaces and protecting the mental health of families and young people. The award honors their commitment to tackling one of today's most urgent issues: the emotional toll of the digital world. In their statement, the Duke and Duchess said, "Working with families and young people to prioritize safety online has been some of the most meaningful work of our lives. As parents ourselves, we have been moved to action by the power of their stories." That line, "as parents ourselves," says everything. It's not just PR, it's personal. Every initiative, every campaign, every speech they've given since stepping away from royal life has revolved around building something that lasts beyond titles and tabloids. And this recognition from Project Healthy Minds, one of the most respected mental health nonprofits in the US, marks a defining moment in their rebranding. They're no longer former royals trying to find footing in Hollywood. They're global advocates with a clear message. That fame means nothing without impact. But this upcoming award isn't just about recognition, it's about direction. After Paris, Meghan reminded the world that she can still command attention. In New York, she's reminding everyone why she deserves it. Their partnership with Project Healthy Minds also reflects a deeper strategy. By connecting their public image with humanitarian work, Meghan and Harry are crafting a legacy that merges empathy with influence, something very few public figures successfully achieve. And as they prepare to attend the World Mental Health Day festival the following day, their schedule paints a picture of purpose in motion. Paris may have been the glamour, but New York is the grounding, a reminder that behind the designer gowns and magazine covers lies a mission rooted in compassion and change. It's a delicate balance, elegance and empathy, luxury and leadership. But if there's one thing Meghan's Paris debut and upcoming award prove, it's that she's learning to master both worlds and fuse them into one powerful message. And yet, for all the elegance and advocacy, one question lingers. Is this the start of Meghan Markle's full return to the global stage? Or is it just the calm before something much bigger? At its core, Meghan Markle's Paris Fashion Week appearance isn't just another celebrity-style moment, it's a statement. A reclamation. Years after leaving the royal bubble, Meghan seems to be crafting her own crown. One built not on tradition or titles, but on independence, influence, and identity. Her presence in Paris, the global capital of fashion and artistry, signals a woman who's no longer asking for approval. She's setting her own stage. This wasn't about fame. It was about redefinition. Meghan isn't just attending events anymore. She's creating moments. And judging by the reaction, the world is finally ready to see her not as the Duchess, but as Meghan, the woman, the icon, the brand, a royal no more, but perhaps something even greater. And that's the Meghan Markle moment everyone's talking about, a quiet power move wrapped in couture and confidence. If you loved this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another royal-style breakdown or Hollywood power play. Drop your thoughts below. Do you think Meghan's Paris comeback is just fashion or something much bigger? Until next time, stay curious, stay classy, and stay tuned.